tuned in to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Hey, yo, it's way up.
I call her Yee.
I'm here. Mano's here.
Call her Angelina.
First of all, rest in peace to Frankie Beverly.
Word.
Yes, I saw
I
you.
let go.
He was jamming out to that this morning.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that during the show. But again, our condolences to his family. Today's also a Wealth Wednesday, so we do have Cassandra Wilcox joining us today. She has her Instagram, Crafting with Cassandra, and it's so interesting how she started her business. But you know how people like make t-shirts when something happens and any type of merch? Well, she started a whole business doing that. But before she started that business, she actually was homeless and living with her 17-year-old son in a hotel. And we'll talk about how she got to the point where she is now. Well, let's start with some love and positivity. I know a lot of y'all watched that debate last night and have a lot of things that you want to weigh in on, but you know, it's cool. Put the cat down, put the dog down. Don't eat anything. 800-292-5150. Call us up and let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's way up.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
All right, it's way up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
Hey.
Hey. And you know what? Who I want to shine a light on today?
Who's that?
Did you watch the debate last night?
I was catching as much as I could. I was streaming it while we was in the car.
All right. Well, one of the moderators for the debate was Lindsay Davis, and I want to shine a light on her. She's an Emmy award-winning anchor for ABC News Live, ABC News, and Good Morning America. And she's a broadcast journalist, and she's amazing. I thought she did a great job with fact-checking. You know how hard it must be to have to sit there and listen to certain things and not be like, what are you even talking about?
It was pure comedy.
Yeah, and to not actually laugh during the time.
You had to have been laughing on the inside.
That was happening, and to be extremely professional. But shout out to you, Lindsay Davis. We want to shine a light on you today for moderating that last night. And also, Donald Trump was saying a lot of things about ABC News. No, just about the network before agreeing to sit down and do this debate. And now I see them getting slammed for doing this and saying that they weren't fair, that they were biased, that it was all a setup, that they gave Kamala the questions ahead of time, all kinds of things. So I know that's not easy to deal with all the critiques that you get, because there are some wild people online, as we all know. So again, Lindsay Davis. Now, who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Leon, who do you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine light on my fiance, Laquita Waters.
Okay.
She's a great. We just had 2 kids within the last 2 years, and she's doing a great job being a wonderful mother. And she's just dealing with the stuff that comes with me. So I just want to shine the light on her. I love her to death.
And I love that you said her full name, okay?
Yeah, I'll make sure she heard this morning.
When's the wedding?
We ain't to the date yet.
Okay. All right, let's get on it, okay? We got some planning to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for calling.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good day.
All right, you too. Shine a light on you, Laquita. That was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, you can still shine a light for last word. And when we come back, update on Rich Homie Quan. We'll give you the plans for a public funeral service, as well as more details. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip.
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to him.
All right, it's Way Up. I'm here. Mano's here.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, well, new details have emerged, and this is all around the tragic death of Rich Homie Quan. Investigators have unveiled an incident report, and they're saying that his brother told police he discovered him on the floor around 3 a.m. sleeping, and he thought something was wrong, but he did not immediately call for help. He said that he had food in his mouth. He thought that was unusual, so he lifted him up off the floor and put him on the sofa. And then his girlfriend shared that she woke up around 6:45 a.m., saw that he wasn't in the bedroom, and found him on the sofa. And she said she left to go drop the kids off. She just thought he was asleep. Came home, found him still unresponsive, and then found his body cold and called 911. How awful.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the brother probably found him. I'm thinking maybe he was asleep at that point. And then he got him up.
But he did have food in his mouth, so I don't know what that's an indication of. Listen, to be honest, I wouldn't have known what to do either. I've never been in a situation like that, so people can say, oh, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that? Who knows? I've never been in that situation.
But obviously he thought he was just asleep.
Yeah.
And
Clearly
his
everybody
thought he was just knocked out.
And I hope that they're not blaming themselves in any way, because I know people can have a tendency to do that, but this was not something that anybody could ever be prepared for. All right, well, funeral arrangements are taking shape now, and he was only 33 years old, and so his father and manager, Corey Lamar, called into the radio station and said that he wanted to initially do a quick private service, but changed his mind, and they want the public to be able to celebrate his life and connect with supporters. So I get it, right? I mean, I think that's, people do want to go and show up. Don't show up trying to be, in the middle of a party or just to see who's there. Like, really go and show your respect and respect the family.
Though, definitely.
Yeah, it is. All right, Taylor Swift has officially endorsed Kamala Harris. She posted on social media, and people were wondering why she hasn't done this already. She said, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. And then she said there was an AI of her falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run that he posted on his site.
Oh,
so,
he
people
posted
did
that.
think, that she was supporting him. But she said, I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. And she explained why in this letter. And then she signed it with love and hope, Taylor Swift, childless cat lady. Childless cat lady, because JD Vance had those comments about childless cat ladies. All right, well, Donald Trump has already responded to Taylor Swift, of course, on Fox and Friends.
He
And
don't let nothing slide.
here's what he said.
I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better, if you want to know the truth. She's a big Trump fan. I was not a Taylor Swift fan. It was just a question of time. But she's a very liberal person, and she'll probably pay a price for it in the marketplace.
What? The lies. You posted her when you thought she was endorsing you. You definitely seemed like a fan at that point. But if you go to his rallies, you see people are leaving, okay? They're bored. They're tired.
Not what he said. It was tremendous. It's bigger than Martin Luther King's. It's tremendous.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. When we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. I know we were watching the debate, but I also was hosting a book launch for Wallow for his new book. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
Last night. What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My guy Mano's here.
I'm here.
Mano! What were you doing last night,
I
Mano?
was outside.
Of course.
Per usual.
When are you inside? That's what I want to know.
Inside sometimes.
Inside
inside things.
Okay, all right. Well, yesterday I was actually at the Lit Bar in the Bronx. So shout out to the Lit Bar. That's my second time hosting a book event there. First I did Ida Rodriguez's book, Legitimate Kid. And then now I just helped Wallow, who put out his book yesterday. I just narrated a conversation with him. Moderated a conversation with him. Armed with Good Intentions is the name of his book. Shout out to everybody who came out. It was definitely sold out, couldn't get in type of event. And people definitely had great questions. They had to end it because everybody had different questions. Wow. But what was nice is to see people in the audience who had met Wallow prior to this. Just randomly met him, and to talk about the inspiration that he gave them on the street, or the time that he would take to really talk to people, to give them advice on starting a business or just anything.
I seen Wallow yesterday too, so shout out to Wallow. I seen him earlier yesterday.
I think that's how people should want to be known as. Oh, I ran into you, was mad cool. Yeah, you were inspiration. People say that about you too, Mano. They always talk about how they ran into you. I see pictures, throwback pictures of people who were like, "This is what I met." Because
I see people, I talk to them, I stop, it's whatever. What's up? How you doing? And people tell me their problems and tell me, I give them their advice.
Don't be cute either. He'll follow you, ladies.
Now you know.
Now you know.
I'm for the action.
All right. But yeah, so that's what I did last night. And then I went right home afterward and got to watching the debates. And I know we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. But I want to say that while people are talking about how the debate was entertaining and how people will be like, I hate that Donald Trump is funny. But it's really not funny.
It's funny,
but
though.
it's more like
No, but what was you
ridiculous.
eating at the same time he was watching the debate?
I was not eating no. And it's like, even when you fact check him and tell him something is not true, it don't matter.
It does not matter.
Or like he'll bring up something that is
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense and doesn't apply, but make you feel away. And then what's even worse to me is the people that are online and trying to justify things. Like he said that Democrats are champions for abortion 7, 8, 9 months even after the baby is born.
That don't even make sense. It's not even an abortion.
But he was referencing like a governor from 2009 who was I think he was also like a pediatric neurologist, and he was saying if a baby was born with fatal issues and complications and was going to die, how would you care for that child? That's what it was, you know, and poor Kamala Harris had to stand there. But we're going to talk about this more later. In the meantime, let's get to what you really want to get to.
Hey. If you got a secret, pull up, call
Tell
up.
us a secret. Maybe you abducted someone's dog and ate them.
No. No.
Call us up, 800-292-5150. Tell us a secret. You know, maybe there's things that you have going on. Maybe you left a Donald Trump rally because it was boring. Call us up, 800-292-5150. Call us up. Tell us a secret. It's a no judgment zone, guys, at all. Way up.
Yeah.
Way up.
This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Mano's here.
Way up.
Hey, are you ready to tell us a secret?
I will.
Okay.
When I was today years old, I did something.
All right. Anyway, anonymous callers, you can tell us your secrets. It's no judgment. You don't have to say your name. Hello, anonymous caller. Tell us your secret.
I mean, it's really not a secret. I'm here in Springfield. I live in Springfield. That was my auntie on the news with the cat. And that was true. That lady really did eat my auntie's cat.
Who ate your auntie's cat?
Ooh.
A Haitian lady.
I see Trump repeats baseless claims about Haitian immigrants eating pets.
And I got it on my ID and everything.
So you have a video of a person eating a cat?
Yeah, it went viral. It's on the news. So
Okay.
I was ever live.
Okay.
Yo, DM that to me. I want to see that.
I got you, man.
Are you voting for Donald Trump? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, he is.
I surely am.
I could
he
tell.
I'm a proud black man, too.
I could tell. Okay. All right, sir. Thank you. Hey, what's up, anonymous caller?
Hey, what's up?
You want to tell us a secret?
So, I do have 4 kids. I've been dating this girl for about 5, going on 6 years now, and she doesn't know any of my children. She doesn't know anything about them. Never met them, anything like that. And I don't know if I should feel bad about this, but, like, you know, when you have kids, you got to be careful who you introduce them to. And there's some issues within the relationship that led me not to want to introduce my children to her. But I love the girl, and we've been together for about almost 6 years now.
So what are the issues that make you not want to introduce your kids to her, even though it's been 6 years?
Basically, she's an alcoholic. There's times where she'll go for 2 weeks on a binge, and it gets horrible. So, like, you know, and she has 2 kids as well, 2 young kids. And, you know, they sometimes see some of that stuff. And I just don't feel like it'd be right to, like, even bring up, you know, the fact that I have kids, and she'd want them to come over, I'm sure, and then who knows, you know, she's on another bender. I don't want my kids to see that.
Well, I really hope that she gets it together and is able to kick that habit, and that you guys can make it work, because that has to be hard for you, too.
It is extremely hard.
Well, thank you for calling and sharing with us today. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care. What's up, anonymous caller? How are you?
What's up, Angela?
You want to tell us a secret?
Yeah, my name is Kelly.
Okay.
And my secret is I got a lot of money here and I don't want nobody to know where it is but me.
Okay.
It's not in a bank or nothing. It's hidden, like physically hidden somewhere.
Yeah, it's physically hidden in my room.
Okay, now we know where it's at.
Okay. Where's your room?
In my house.
Where's your house?
On Thune Court.
Damn, you slow.
How much money is a lot of money that you have hidden?
Like 1,800.
Ooh.
1,800. Nice.
I'm pulling up.
Yeah, nice.
Oh no.
Nice.
They don't talk like that.
Come on, Mano, let's pull up.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a lot. Let's go to a strip club with that.
Are you at home now?
Yeah, MG, I was listening to you, and I want to tell you that yesterday, September 10th, was my birthday,
Okay.
Okay.
54 years younger.
Okay,
All right,
Virgo.
well, happy birthday. Just for that, we're not going to come take your money.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling.
And I listen to your show every morning. I love what you do. Keep doing your thing. Keep
All right.
grinding.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You welcome.
All right, well, that was Tell Us a Secret. I told you to remain anonymous, but everybody doesn't want to. When we come back, we have your Yeetie, and let's talk about Dawn Richard. That's right, Dawn from Danity Kane. Now, she has accusations against Diddy. And don't forget, she was also in Dirty Money. So she's definitely been around. We'll tell you what she has to say. Awful allegations. It's way up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that yee tea. Come and get the tea.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Mano's here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Yeetie time. And now Diddy is facing another lawsuit.
Damn.
This is a new one, and this one is actually from Dawn Richard. Of course, you know her from Danity Kane and Dirty Money. Now, she said that during on-set auditions, Diddy would call female contestants fat, ugly, bees, and hoes. She said that Diddy particularly didn't like her because she was young and excited to work with him. He was so famous. She also says that she saw Kim Porter crying as she left the music studio with her face all banged up. Then she realized that he was capable of violence and that her life could be in danger. Then a year later, she was introduced to Cassie, and she was present when Diddy first met Cassie. And she said that he invaded her space and was transfixed on her in a predatory fashion. And then later on, she witnessed him personally, high on drugs, throwing Cassie against a wall, choking her, and dragging her up a flight of stairs in his LA home. She goes on to detail some other things that he did with Cassie, including punching her in the face and wrapping his hands around her throat, attempting to strangle her inside of his mansion. And she also said that at one point she was a victim of Diddy's abuse. He forced her to rehearse 48 hours at a time without sleep. She dropped a lot of weight because of this and was dehydrated and fatigued and had rashes. And at one point she went to his house and he was naked. She asked him to put on some clothes and he said, "This is my effing house." And then she said things got worse. One time he barged into her dressing room while she was naked at the recording studio and he inappropriately touched her breasts and butt. And she also says that he locked her in a car with heavily tinted windows for 2 hours as she was screaming for help and even called her dad for help. Is that wild?
Wow.
And, you know, I feel like Dawn Richard has never really negatively spoken on him. Remember when everybody got fired and she was the one that remained from Danity Kane? She said her dad traveled from Baltimore to New York to free her and confront Diddy and report him to the police. But Diddy said, "Think about your daughter and think about your daughter's career." And I guess that's why she alleges that that didn't happen.
Wow.
All right, so we'll see how all of this is going to play out. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah, when it comes to that. All right. Pharrell, he went back and forth with the PETA protester who crashed his premiere of his Lego biopic, Piece by Piece. This was at the Toronto International Film Festival. Now, he was answering questions following the screening of the film, and here's what happened.
You're right. Pharrell. Yes, you're right. God bless you. God bless you.
Jesus loves you.
Yes.
All right. Well,
That's what you got to say to people.
what?
God bless you.
God bless you. Well, he
Jesus
did
loves you.
address the situation because security did remove the protester from the theater, at which point Pharrell was able to address the audience, and here's what he said.
Sometimes when you have plans to change things in situations, you have to get in a position of power and of influence where you can change people's minds and help progression. That is not necessarily the way to do it, but that's okay. When that change comes, everybody in this room will remember that I told you we're actually working on that. And if she would have just asked me, I would have told her.
There are brands who have stopped using real fur, too, by the way,
That's right.
and use only faux fur.
It's illegal in California.
All right. Well, PETA Executive Vice President Tracy Riemann said, "We would be happy to stop disrupting Pharrell's appearances, but despite a lot of lip service, he's yet to ditch fur and exotic skins. Pharrell can decide in a heartbeat today to use his power for good and stop being complicit in cruelty. It's quite easy to be kind." So that was their response. You know, as long as they're not eating cats and dogs and abducting people's pets, then
that's a whole nother
it's
fight.
a whole nother thing.
Fight.
Listen, Under the Radar is next, and normally we would try to do stories that are flying under the radar, but I feel like today there's no way that we cannot talk about the debate and maybe bring things to light that you may not have already heard about. But let's do that today. Under the Radar. When we come back, VP Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. It's way up.
I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
Yes, I am. What's happening?
Yes, indeed you are.
What's the vibe?
Now, Under the Radar usually is Under the Radar stories, but today we got to talk about this debate, the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. That was on ABC last night. It was almost 2 hours long. And you know, there were a lot of things that were said. There were a lot of viral moments. She told Donald Trump that he was fired by 81 million voters.
Right.
That's the number of voters that voted for Joe Biden in 2020. Now, Donald Trump, it feels like he didn't have a lot of his facts together, and I could tell he was frazzled when she brought up things like people leaving his rallies being empty.
His rallies are tremendous. They're the biggest.
And certain things, it's like so easy to kind of get under his skin. But one thing that ended up going viral was their stances as far as Roe versus Wade. And here's what Donald Trump had to say about abortion and what he believes that Democrats want when it comes to access.
They have abortion in the 9th month.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Yo, he is crazy.
All right. Well, Donald Trump was saying that, you know, they want to kill babies after they're born, 7th, 8th, 9th months. And I saw people on social media saying, oh, no, that's actually true. They do want to do that. And what that was, because, you know, I went ahead and did my own research. This was actually a Governor, Ralph Northam. He is a doctor. I think he was a pediatric neurosurgeon. And he was answering a question about what to do when a baby is born and it's a non-viable birth, whereas the baby is not going to live.
So it's
not an
question.
abortion.
Right, he posed
Somebody
the
was
question.
asking him what to do, and they were saying make the baby as comfortable as you can. But, you know, so that's not.
But you do know misinformation is a tactic. That's a strategy.
Oh, yeah, that's his whole strategy.
So, you know, a lot of times, like, he be saying things and it's funny, but I think that he understands that he don't even need to have all the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he don't even need to tell the truth.
Well, here is what VP Kamala Harris had to say about that.
Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest. That is immoral. And one does not have to abandon their faith to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. And I pledge to you to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade. As President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
As that should have already been done, unfortunately. Now, Donald Trump also has been talking a lot about these baseless claims.
Eating cats and dogs.
That immigrants are eating people's pets, abducting these pets and eating them. Here's what he had to say.
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. She's destroying this country. And if she becomes president, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
All right. Well, they've already said these are baseless claims.
He said he got it off of TV, though.
Right. And
he's seen it on television. That's what he said.
Well, I think there was a case of someone attacking a cat, but that was actually a whole other situation that had nothing to do with this, that had a false headline. And so you know how those rumors end up spreading.
Clickbait.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another thing that was discussed was healthcare, right? What is the plans for healthcare? Because, of course, the Affordable Care Act is something that Donald Trump, when he was in office, tried to get rid of numerous times, but had no plan in place to take the place of that. And it seems like he still has no plan. Here's what he had to say.
Yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. I would only change it if we come up with something that's better and less expensive.
So he don't have a plan. So he's basically saying he'll keep
But he's working on it.
But before, right.
Still.
He has a concept.
All right. Well, guys, you should definitely watch that full thing when you have a chance, because it's important as you're voting to make sure you get real information and see who you would like to represent you. All right. We got the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, Cassandra Wilcox is going to be joining us at Crafting with Cassandra. She has a phenomenal story about how she went from being homeless to having a business where she's actually created $14 million in revenue. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
The talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
Are you way up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Mano's here. He's way up. You heard that. Let's get into some Yee T. Justin Timberlake, he got a plea deal in his DWI case. His agreement does not involve drunk driving or even a criminal offense. He is getting a traffic violation. So I know he's excited about that. They did agree to sign off on that deal. The DWI charge is officially dropped, and he will cop to driving while ability impaired. But it's not a drunk driving offense. He has to pay a $300 to $500 fine, and that's it. All right, Jay-Z and Michael Rubin are going to be hosting a $250,000 blackjack tournament that's happening in Atlantic City this weekend. It's part of an event to celebrate the grand opening of the new Fanatic Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort. So it's only going to be people who are top tier customers and friends, and it's going to be on September 15th. Again, if you're out there, make sure y'all go get some Caribbean food at the Simpson. That's in Atlantic City as well.
Right. Shout out to the Simpson, man.
Yeah, listen, if you're going out there for this, go and support that business with our guy, Chef Simpson. I don't know if I know anyone who's going to it, though. All right, Eminem has another milestone. Do you know that he had an album spend 700 weeks on the Billboard 200? They said as of Tuesday, Eminem's 2005 Best of compilation Curtain Call The Hits has officially hit the 700-week mark. So that's
been on the charts for 700
weeks. It's the first hip-hop album to do that.
This is 2005.
But it's the sixth album to actually reach that milestone. So other artists, Bob Marley, Journey, Metallica, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and Pink Floyd. And right behind Eminem is Bruno Mars. He has the 8th highest amount of weeks at 692 weeks. And Michael Jackson's Thriller is number 10 on that list. Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City is number 12. And Drake's Take Care is number 15 on the list, just for some context. Eminem has also announced the release of the Death of Slim Shady Expanded Mourners Edition. That's coming out on September 13th. That's this Friday. I actually enjoyed the album.
Yeah, it sounded like old
Eminem. He was talking his ish. He was going in on people. So we like that. Even though it's not politically correct in this day and age. I mean, it is what it is. Go for it. I love it. All right, Tony won't reunite again, and that is according to Raphael Sadiq. Yeah. You know, I went to go see Tony together. I had such a great time with the live band. What I do like is that he said he wants to create a huge Earth, Wind and Fire type of band as one of his next projects, like an 11-piece band. This was all on his the Rolling Stone Music Now podcast. He also talked about working with Beyonce and the Cowboy Carter single Texas Hold'em. He said when any artist is working on a record, you'd have to have an idea about what you want to work on, but sometimes you don't know what sort of album you're going to go with. And he said the song Bodyguard started as a potential track for himself. That's on the Cowboy Carter album. So shout out to Raphael Sadiq. He also discussed how Solange's Cranes in the Sky almost never got recorded because he lost the session files. I love that song.
Yeah, that was dope.
He's also working on a Black Messiah follow-up for D'Angelo. So it looks like that is going to finally happen. He said D'Angelo's in a good space. He's excited. He's like, you got to play bass. I've got this track. I'm telling you, you got to get on it. It's got your name all over it. So he said right now they're working on 6 pieces, and D'Angelo seems super excited. I used to work for D'Angelo.
You work for everybody.
Don't say that. That's not true.
No, you had every job.
I worked for Wu-Tang. I worked for D'Angelo. I worked for Jay Electronica. I worked for Eminem. And now I'm here. All right. Well, that is your Yee T. When we come back, we have Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. I'm here with the award-winning advice giver. I work for him. It's Mano. But right now, here's Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us.
Here I go. Hey!
Everybody access.
Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
All you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and I'm with the award-winning advice.
Award-winning.
Mano, you are so lucky to be able to ask questions today with him here. And we have an anonymous caller on the line. What's your question?
I think that my supervisor doesn't like me.
Okay, why do you think that?
My work performance was struggling in the beginning of the year, and she put me on a plan to improve, and I improved.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I improved, she tried to write me up for something really small, and then I questioned it and sent it to HR, and HR declined her write-up.
So she's mad probably because they declined your write-up. I mean, the write-up that your supervisor gave. Now they mad at you.
Yes. HR declined it, and then now because I sent a text message to my client, well, my client sent me a text message and I responded. So now she woke me up, trying to write me up for that.
What? You can't respond to a text message?
They're saying, well, you can't text back.
So is your supervisor saying that, or is that really a rule?
My supervisor is saying it and sent it to HR, and HR put something on my calendar to meet with me.
Okay. Ooh, I think
There was nobody you can go to.
Yeah. Well, when you go to HR, because is there a problem with this supervisor with other people, or is it just you?
It was a problem in the beginning, and that's the way she got the position. She applied for the position 6 times, and they declined it. Then somebody got fired, and then she got it by default.
A couple of things here. Definitely make sure. It's always important. I think people are hesitant to go to HR for things because sometimes nothing does happen. But it is always important for you to, when you have issues, also go to HR just like she's doing. Is there anybody above her?
I went to her director also, and he's just like all for it. Like he was like, "Oh well, you shouldn't be texting anyone." And I was like, "Well, what?" I said, "So when she texted me, you wanted me to ignore the client?" And he didn't have anything to say.
So why don't you just like say, look, try a whole nother strategy and say, look, let me take you to lunch. Let me sit down and have a conversation with you and find out what's going on. Like, is this personal? Like, is this something? Am I doing something wrong to you? Did I rub you the wrong way? And try to appeal to her directly on a human level. Can you do that?
I don't know. I don't know how that would play out.
Maybe you guys could sit down in front of HR together. Can you request that?
Yeah.
I would see, because sometimes people need like some type of mediation.
Right.
And I also think you're right. Like if a client texts me, what am I supposed to do? What is the protocol? Because maybe if there's things that you're not sure of, if they're saying you're not allowed to do that, okay, that might be a rule. Well, what should the protocol be moving forward so that I'm not doing what I'm not supposed to do? Because sometimes we can get defensive when people come to us, when we can really just say, okay, well, what needs to be the problem? Let's be solution oriented here. But I also feel like when you're in a position where there's somebody that you have to deal with on a regular basis who has it out for you, always be looking for the next thing, just in case.
Yeah. And I asked to switch teams, and they told me no.
You asked for what?
To switch teams. And she probably knows that too. Maybe, like Mano said, the direct approach might be best, where you can say, can we have a meeting? Maybe it doesn't have to be lunch, but can we just have a one-on-one conversation? And you can say, be as honest as you can. Look, I know at first I was not, I was a weak, staff member, but now I've really stepped it up and I'm trying to do the right things. And I really, enjoy being here and working here, but I just would love for us to get on better terms.
Right, and I feel like you singling me out. Like, what's the problem?
That sounds more aggressive.
No, sometimes you got to be aggressive, baby.
Well, good luck to you, and I hope everything works out. I would love to hear how this plays out.
Thank you. I'll let you guys know.
But remember, always be conversing through emails, someplace where you can keep track of it. So that if somebody questions something, you can say, actually, this is what I said. Actually, on this date, I said this. Receipts, baby.
Yes.
All right. Good luck. All right. Well, that was Ask Yee, 800-292-5150 if you couldn't get through. And when we come back, we have Cassandra Wilcox joining us. She has a free 7-week masterclass, but she's going to be joining us talking about how she went from being homeless to having a company worth $14 million. It's Way Up with Angela Yee on a Wealth Wednesday.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
and I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
Getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. It's a Wealth Wednesday, so of course, Stacey Tisdale is here.
Happy Wealth Wednesdays, everybody. And today we are going to teach you how to craft an 8-figure business, because we have the one and only Cassandra Wilcox, who has done that herself. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes. The name of your business is Crafting with Cassandra. What I thought was just wonderful is your journey to success, which everyone's going to learn all about, started in 2017 because you couldn't afford to buy hoodies for your child's basketball league. Tell us about that.
So my kids had a basketball game, and the coach wanted them to buy these hoodies for the away games that they go to. I could not afford the hoodies, so I reached out to my brother, and I was like, hey, do you know anyone that can make the hoodies for us? We wear the hoodies to the game, and now the coach is like, we want those custom-made hoodies. Can you make those for us? And then I reached back out to the crafter like, hey, can you show me how to make them? She was like, I had to get it out the mud, so you got to do it too, so I'm not going to show you. So I actually went to YouTube, and then that's when I had learned how to make the hoodies.
So you said it took you a year to learn how to do it.
To master
like,
it. It's easy to just learn and be like, okay, I'm going to try next week. But you're going to try, you're going to mess up, you're going to run through equipment, supply, you're going to mess up a lot of money. So mastering it, I would say it took me a year.
Okay.
The sales didn't start coming in until like 2 years later.
Right now I'm here with Stacey Tisdale on a Wealth Wednesday talking to Cassandra Wilcox. How did you market yourself in order to get clientele?
I was making a lot of kids shirts. I started following parents that had kids in their pictures. So I didn't know them, but I'm just like, if I can follow parents that got kids, they're going to come follow me back and be like, why did she follow me? And see that I got these custom kids shirts on there. So
it worked.
It did.
So you got going, and I know that you've told me that you got up to you were making $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's time to quit my day job. So you quit your day job, but that didn't work out so well.
Right. So I'm at the desk, like the orders coming in. I'm like, ooh, because I want to go home and make these shirts. So at the time, I was already waiting on a raise from my business, from my job, because they was giving everybody else a raise around me, but they didn't give me one. So I walked into the HR. I'm like, okay, let me see if they're going to give me a raise before I just quit. So I go in there like, hey, y'all thought about that raise y'all going to give me? They like, well, we still thinking about it. I'm like, don't think no more. I'm done. So 20 minutes, just give me time to go pack up my cubicle, and I'm out of here. And literally packed up my cubicle, gave them my 20-minute notice, and then I left.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I seen that the following week, people wasn't buying shirts anymore. So that's when I knew, like, okay, I got to come up with another business plan.
All right. So what was next?
So the next thing was, I'm looking at the inventory that I'm using to make the shirts. So I was buying all of my inventory from overseas, and I'm like, looking at the inventory, like, what if I use this inventory and sell it to other crafters like me?
Okay.
And I did not have a community to sell to, so I created a Facebook group, and then I invited like all of my craft friends, like, hey, come inside of my group. I'm going to be showing you guys how to sublimate, how to make these t-shirts, and everybody started joining. I reached out to a couple of more other Facebook groups, like, hey, can you shout me out? They shouted me out, and within that week, I gained like a couple hundred followers in the group.
But it wasn't easy.
No.
Because I know between that, when you left your job and made this other pivot that you just said, personally, it was a really challenging time. And I think you went through bouts of homelessness.
Yes, so I got evicted, and then we had to move into a hotel, me and my 17-year-old son. I was really ready to give up on life, because in my 30s, here I am, still trying to start a business. I don't quit my job. I know better at this age. Now I'm dragging my son into this with me, and I'm over here like, how am I going to take myself out? I'm going to ask him, hey, do you want to go stay with your grandma? And if he would have been like, yeah, Mom, I'm tired of this hotel, then that would have gave me a chance to like quit. But then when I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want to go stay with your aunt, your grandma? He was like, nope, I'm going to stay right here with you. It's like he knew that if I leave her, like she ain't mentally stable to just, you know, so it's like I don't know, he was crazy. Like he just knew, like, oh my God, I know I'm staying right here with you. We're going to struggle together. He's 17. So that gave me that motivation I needed. Like, okay, I got to do this for him, show him like how I'm going to get out this rut. And I just kept going. I'm going live every day. When I go live, I put up my backdrop with my logo on it. And then when COVID happened in 2020, that's when we had our big break.
Cassandra Wilcox is here with us. Learn more about her journey of going from homeless to being worth $14 million on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Had a dream of living wealthy,
And I don't mind sharing my wealth, dog.
getting you straight financially, mentally, and physically. This is Wealth Wednesday on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. It's a Wealth Wednesday, so of course Stacey Tisdale is here. And today we are talking to Cassandra Wilcox about crafting an 8-figure business. So then now, once you finally started making some money, what was the next move for you after that?
Renting a 3-story house. It had a fully finished basement, so I moved all of my inventory down there. Like now I'm operating my business in this basement. I moved my mom in, my son's staying there, of course, and the orders is like literally coming in now. We ended up having to move from the 3-story house, and then we get our first warehouse. Same year in 2020.
That's great. 2020 was your year.
That was the year. That was like, what? Is this really happening?
And now you also have scaled, to say the least, a business mentoring and teaching people online. Tell us about that.
So I was always teaching people how to craft, how to make custom items, but now they asking, well, how can I become a coach? How can I find my own passion that I'm good at, create my own community, then my own continuity program, and then how can I do all of that? So I do have a mentorship now where I show you guys step by step how to find what it is that you're good at, create your community around that, and create a continuity offer, which is a monthly membership where they can pay you monthly to keep learning from you. So that's what I have going on right now.
So that's not just for anybody who's a crafter. That's for any type of business.
Any type of business, whether you're a creative, a crafter, or you just know what that special skill is, I can help you turn that into a community. Like I said, create that monthly membership and start doing challenges around it. Like that's a lot of the revenue that I get, it comes from doing challenges.
And I know you have a challenge, Passion, number 2, Profits, challenge.com, and it's a free 7-week challenge. I want everybody to sign up.
Right now I'm here with Stacey Tisdale on a Wealth Wednesday talking to Cassandra Wilcox.
So you started mentoring, you started online coaching. How many students and how profitable a part is that for you?
So right now, with the 2 small programs I have, one of them is $179 a month, and then another one is $199 a month. And combined, we have 3,000 students in those programs paying every month. So between $300 to $400K in revenue every month just from the continuity program. That's why I want to teach it to others. Like, imagine if you can have a skill where you create a community that's willing to pay you that kind of money every month to learn from you. So.
And you not only have success stories, you are a success story. So this all started in 2017, and now how much has your business grown to? What's your business worth?
So right now, to this day, we have done $14 million in sales.
That's amazing.
For general advice for entrepreneurs, you said just give up the idea that everything has to be perfect.
Yes, that's my favorite slogan. It's like, you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. And a lot of people don't start because they want to perfect it. They want it to be right. They want to wait till I get all this money. I want to wait till I get this car, this house. Like, no, start now, perfect it as you go, because you won't even know what you even want to sell, like I said, until you got the audience that tells you what to do next. Right. But if you're not even just starting to see what it is that they need, like, how would you know? Don't let the time pass you by. Like, start it now.
How can people work with you? And tell us about the free masterclass.
Yes, so we do have a free masterclass going on right now. Definitely join at Passion, the number 2, profitsclass.com. And if you can, follow me on all social medias at Crafting with Cassandra.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brad.
All right.
Wow.
Amazing story. Congratulations on everything.
I really wanted you to come share your story. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. And when we come back, you guys have the last word.
The phone. Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My guy Mano is here.
I'm here.
Mano. Always got the fresh outfits on every single day.
I gotta show up because I got to show out.
Show up and show out.
Who's looking? Pop up and pop out.
It is a Wealth Wednesday, too, so that's important. Shout out to Cassandra Wilcox for joining us. You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. Mano, I just giving you a heads up. I am heading to Paris soon.
So what was the chances that we both was going to Paris at the same time?
Yeah, I have to go to a wedding this weekend.
Wow, I was going out there just to,
A wedding on Saturday?
Oh, that's crazy. I'm going to the same wedding.
Jennifer Williams.
Okay. Oh, now.
That's the wedding you're going to?
She getting married to the dude, right?
Her fiance, yes, Christian. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of activity. So thank y'all for joining us. And this is your show, so you have the last word.
Hi, I want to shine a light on Kamala Harris. She kept her composure last night. The only thing that I agree with Trump is I'm not going to eat my dog, but I got to eat some cats. Thank you, Angela, for all you do.
Hello, Angela. How you doing, Mano? I'm calling today. I would love to shine the light on my coworker. His name is Seale. Today he got his license. He just came from Haiti about a year ago, I say. But he's already making moves. He got his license, and I'm really, really proud. And I just want to shine the light on him today. Go, Theo. Thank you so much. Later.
Yeah, listen. You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.